So what is it that you're hoping will then be present in these bank statements that you haven't already seen? Because these bank statements did leak 2.5 years ago.
No. The judge says in his judgment, there are certain documents that are sealed there which have not been revealed to anyone till to date. And those are very important matters which must remain private. To see exactly those important matters that must remain private. Remember, judges are implicated. Remember, politicians are implicated. Business people are implicated. The only way you can settle it is by revealing those papers. Then we know that these judges are judging us based on law, not on being bought by whoever might have given judges money before. The Chief Justice spoke about this before, that you can't have judges that you know when they hear this matter and the restaurant so appearing before these judges, you already know where the direction this judgment will take. So it's unfortunate. So the only way you can settle this and to close the mouth of information peddlers and rumor mongers, reveal the documents. The president himself got elected under the ban of transparency. He should actually be an applicant with the EFF, demanding that the CR17 documents must be released so that people can know what is contained in those documents.
Look, the president has spoken about him not having known who the donors are to his campaign to begin with. He wasn't in charge of those funds. And at the risk of bringing him into this, because, I mean, if I want to speak to the president, I should have called the president in here. Yeah. What then do you think you can hold against him personally, even if it were to be found that somebody else did donate there?
There's a rumor that he wrote emails that were sent to the donors thanking them. Only when we reveal those documents will we know that indeed the president didn't know, because they say he thanked them. But I know the president knew, because he gave 2 EFF members of parliament money. And when I confronted him about it in parliament, he said, they approached me, they had a problem, they had a difficulty, and I had to help. And where did the money come from? It came from CR17. So how can you help people with money that you don't know it exists or it comes from where?
But he's got money of his own.
No, yeah, he's got his own money, but that one comes specifically from CR17. Because when these documents were being leaked one by one, their names were found in the CR17 bank statements, not in Cyril Ramaphosa's bank statement or Ramaphosa Foundation statement. No, it was CR17 bank statement. He's confirmed in Parliament. He's there on record where he says, they called me for help and I helped them.
He didn't know where the money must have come from. But surely, you know, if you're running a campaign, look, we've got maybe, I don't know, a war chest of this much now. You've run campaigns before. Yes. You've never lost a conference, as you always say. Yes. So you do know what kind of numbers you're working with.
And I know where the money comes from. I don't just know. I'm not going to use blood money. What if I'm being fed blood money? Are you saying our president is so naive to a point that he doesn't care that his campaign is financed with blood diamonds? A caring president will know.
Hold that thought. We're going to go to traffic and then we'll come back just on that point exactly. Welcome back to Car Drive. Just joined us. It is 24 minutes past 3. A very different kind of show that we're having this afternoon. A lot more talk and less music, but it's for a good reason, because we're joined by Julius Malema in studio. We don't usually have guests, but, you know, we took the opportune moments just to invite you over based on everything that's been happening in the country. And before we took the traffic and the ad break, you were speaking about how source of funds, especially in a campaign, is really, really important. Yes. And I don't really like to cover ground that's been covered before, or even ask a question that's been answered and asked in the past. But you remember the issue regarding how the EFF was formed and how the initial funds came about. Yeah. And do you remember what your defense was in that? And then later you made an admission that, look, those funds did come from such and such a person. And at the time we didn't know the source of the funds. Do you remember?
No. Remember, they needed 650 from us. We managed to raise all of that money. 200,000 comes from Adriano Mazzotti. We always knew it came from him, and we have never denied it. We said we are not involved in Mazoti's businesses. We don't know what Mazoti is up to, but we know where the money came from, and we accepted it with a clear conscience. So it's not the same thing here to say we didn't know. We knew, and we knew the person involved.
But it is the same thing, because before we went to ad break, you literally used the words blood money, right?
Mazoti's money is not blood money.
No, wait. As an example, right?
Yes.
That was your wording.
Yes.
Now, if the reports are to be believed, Adriano Mazotti is a guy who is involved in illicit cigarette trading in South Africa,
yes,
right? Which is illegal.
Yes.
Which is a black market activity which can be linked to organized crime.
Yes.
Which can then be referred to as blood money in itself.
Do you know that Adriano Mazotti has never been investigated or charged for any crime since he has been in existence?
This I'm aware of.
So you can't just look at a person here and through smearing campaigns by the competitors conclude that this guy is a hardcore criminal. A guy like that, when you know that he's engaged in illicit and all manner of things, surely some intelligence work should have been done to hold him accountable. He has been in business. I actually met him in the ANC. He was a member of the ANC when I met him. And I introduced him from the ANC to the EFF. So if there's such information about a person, why not law enforcement play its role and hold him accountable? So you cannot just on the basis of smear then take a conclusion. All I'm saying is that the president should have ought to have reasonably known who the funders are. And to say the president doesn't know, it is entirely incorrect, because there's no way he will accept money that he doesn't know where it comes from, unless he doesn't care. So that's why I would know that part of the money comes from Mazotti, and I will know who Mazotti is, and I will accept that money with clear conscience that this is who we are. And had we not accepted Mazotti's money, by the way, there wouldn't be EFF
and you wouldn't have made it.
Elections, because no establishment was going to was ready to donate money to the EFF. The decision by the court was made on the eve of the closure of registration.